Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This regular meeting of the Mobile County Commission is now called to order. If you would please stand for the invocation. It will be given this morning by Reverend Jim Flowers, who is the rector of All Saints Episcopal Church on South Ann Street. And please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance afterward.
Let us pray. Holy God, whose call to us is only to serve, grant your unfailing wisdom to those on this commission and for those whom they lead, that they may look first to the common good of this county, and that in all things they may seek first to do your will. May the fruits of their labor engender justice and goodwill, so that we may become the beloved community that you intend for us. Today also we give special thanks for the committed and persistent work of Elizabeth Stevens. All these things we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay. This morning we have a great crowd today. Glad to see everybody. We have a number of, actually 3 special recognitions. We will, first of all, we'll take our special recognition for the 2025 Distinguished Young Woman of Alabama, who is also the Distinguished Young Woman of Mobile County for 2025. That is Shayla Holloway. Shayla, if you'll come up and join us.
And I have followed Shayla. She is a wonderful young woman, and she has represented Mobile County very well, and now representing the state. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about her. Shayla is a recent graduate of the Alabama School of Mathematics and Science. She embodies the motto, "Be your best self," leading with the purpose and a heart of service. Shayla is rooted in a legacy of influential South Alabama families, inspired by her great-grandmother, Lucy Ariel Holloway, and great-great-grandfather, Dr. H. Roger Williams, both of whom impacted the community greatly. As a strong advocate for youth representation, Shayla serves on the City of Mobile's Youth Advisory Board and has participated in initiatives promoting civic engagement. She has also interned at the YES program, focusing on food equity. At school, she held various leadership positions, including cheer captain and vice president of the Black Student Union. This fall, Shayla will attend Duke University to major in nursing or global health, aspiring to become a pediatrician who addresses systemic healthcare inequities. Through mentoring and advocacy, she exemplifies leadership by uplifting others. We are so proud of you, Shayla. So happy to have you here today, and we're happy to present you with a special recognition on behalf of the Mobile County Commission, just to let you know how wonderful we think you are and what a great job you're doing and what a model you are for other young people. And I know that the people at Distinguished Young Women of Alabama and our local chapter are just beaming with pride too. So anyway, we present you this, and also, do you have a few words? Because I know you've got family here today and
Yes,
folks that are supporting you.
Yes. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. This is very meaningful to me. It's been amazing to be able to represent Mobile County and also now the state of Alabama through the Distinguished Young Woman program. My family has such deep roots in Mobile, like she was saying, and especially with my grandparents, Dr. Joaquin Holloway and Malvina Holloway, who actually worked with Coach Harris. And it's just been so amazing to see how their legacy is carried on, and I'm so honored to be able to continue that legacy and be able to represent Mobile County and now Alabama so well. So I'm so excited to attend the national program this in about 3 weeks, I believe, actually, on June 26th, 27th, and 28th at Sanger Theater. So it's been an honor, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and it's just so meaningful. Thank you.
Such poise and maturity. Okay, next we have a congratulatory resolution to present to Ben Harris, who will be inducted into the 2025 class of the National High School Football Hall of Fame. Mr. Harris, if you'll please join us. This is a commendation of professional achievement, and it reads, whereas the Mobile County Commission extends its heartfelt congratulations to Ben Harris on his induction into the 2025 class of the National High School Football Hall of Fame. We take this opportunity to recognize and celebrate this remarkable professional accomplishment. And whereas Mr. Harris is the first high school coach from Alabama to be awarded this prestigious honor, a graduate of Tolmanville High School in Mobile and a former quarterback at Alabama State University, his transition from player to coach illustrates the remarkable influence one person can have on the sport. His most notable coaching accomplishments occurred during his time at Blount High School in Pritchard, where he successfully revitalized a program that had faced challenges for many years. And whereas Coach Harris's arrival at Blount in 1988 heralded the dawn of a transformative era. In his inaugural season, the Leopards achieved a 6-6 record, which included the school's first ever playoff victory. Over the next 10 years, his teams established themselves as a dominant force in Alabama's high school football, clinching 4 state championships in 1990, 92, 96, and 97, along with 8 regional titles. And whereas after securing consecutive state titles at Blount in 1996 and 97, he moved on to coach at his alma mater, Alabama State, where he spent 5 years as an assistant coach and briefly took on the role of interim head coach. He returned to high school football in 2000 with Daleville before making his final coaching return to Blount from 2002 through 2008. And whereas Ben Harris's coaching journey transcended mere wins and losses, it focused on fostering character and empowering young athletes. His impact reached far beyond his players, influencing the wider community as well. Acknowledged as a leader both on and off the field, Ben Harris earned the title of Mobile County Citizen of the Year in 1996 and was honored at Blount High School as Teacher of the Year in 1992. Now, therefore, let it be resolved, the Mobile County Commission applauds Ben Harris on this most honorable recognition into the National High School Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Coach Harris. Would you care to say?
Yeah, let me say this. It's an honor and a blessing to be here. You know, I just try to make a difference with kids. And people always say, Coach, you made a difference with the kids, but the kids made a difference with me. I want to thank my sister-in-law and cousin for being here. I want to Blunt fan here, and then especially my wife and daughter. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh. It's a pleasure. Okay, we have one last resolution to present, and this resolution will be presented to Elizabeth Pinckney Stevens, who is the former president and CEO of the Downtown Mobile District Management Corporation and the Downtown Mobile Alliance, and a little bit of a legend, I think. She definitely has her fan base here today. Welcome back. Good to see you. Your commendation of professional achievement from the Mobile County Commission, and we are so proud of you, Elizabeth. You know, I've had the opportunity on a personal level to work with you in the past, and just your passion and, it is you take it so seriously, and you are so good at what you do. But it's always in a positive note. And so I just have always admired you and respected you, and just I'm happy to be the one here today to be able to read this to you. Whereas the Mobile County Commission recognizes Elizabeth Pinckney Stevens, former president and CEO of Downtown Mobile District Management Corporation, Downtown Mobile Alliance, for her outstanding contributions to reshaping the landscape of downtown Mobile. For over 30 years, she has been a treasured member of this community, offering her vision, dedication, and leadership. We thank you, Elizabeth. Whereas in 1992, with support from a few dedicated individuals, Elizabeth helped to form an advisory board and incorporated Main Street Mobile. I remember that. During the 1990s, Main Street focused on improving community attitudes and the physical aspects of downtown, including organizing signature events like Kids Days, First Night Mobile, Bay Fest, Mobile Christmas Parade, and Art Walk. The goal was simple: create positive experiences for children, nurturing a generation that now brings their kids downtown. And whereas her involvement with noteworthy projects included sidewalk rehabilitation on Dauphin Street and its adjacent streets, fundraising and construction of Cathedral Square, restoration of the Ketchum Fountain and cast iron benches at Bienville Square, and grants for facade improvements and code compliance for building renovations and residential units above shops. And whereas her collaborations with individuals, groups, and organizations are far too numerous to name and have led to great success over the years. For example, through an early 2000s collaboration with the Project for Public Spaces, innovative ideas became reality, such as Heroes Deck and the Elevated Crosswalk and Sidewalk Cafe on Dauphin Street, and even the Main Street Mobile Board's creation of a business improvement district in 2005. We thank you, Elizabeth. Whereas Elizabeth has contributed to numerous positive changes in downtown, including Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies, Rogers Chigazola House renovation, Isom Clemens Civil Rights Memorial Park and its sculpture Guardian of Labor, Liberty, and Love, ongoing construction and renovation of neighborhood houses and public artworks, including sculptures and murals, all of which enhance the area's vibrancy. We do thank you, Elizabeth. Now, therefore, let it be resolved, the Mobile County Commission applauds Elizabeth Pinckney Stevens for her outstanding professional achievements. Furthermore, we extend our congratulations and best wishes on her future endeavors. And again, thank you for a job well done. God bless.
Well, I I think you've heard enough about me, but I just want to thank you all because so many of you have touched my life. You have made all of the things happen that were talked about today. You've been a great partner, great friend, and I just love you all. And thank you for coming today. And I want to thank these two. Randall, when we were up there trying to get this dark tax credit passed, he befriended us and took us under his wing, and you just were such a friend when we were in a moment of need. And as you said, we've been friends for 20 plus years. You've been a huge supporter of downtown and what we've tried to do, even though that's not your district, but you're on the county, and I thank you for that. It means a lot when that happens, and it means a lot to our members and our property owners and our staff. So thank you. Thank you all.
And thank you again, Elizabeth. I don't think anybody has had a greater impact on downtown Mobile than this lady right here. And I know it's a team. It's always a team effort with her. Why don't you want to stand here in the middle? We'll get you in the middle. Okay.
We'll give them just a minute to
Can I, Bay Hayes, Mr. Bay Hayes, I'm so glad you're leaving. I was so nervous up here, Commissioner Hayes, I was going to have to be on my best behavior if you would have stuck around today. Thank you for being here.
We have former Mobile County Commissioner Bay Hayes in the house. It's always good to see you, Bay. Let's give him a round of applause.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say
something. Okay. All right. Cherie, do we have any speakers lined up today?
Yes, ma'am. We have two people who have signed up to address the commission this morning. The first is Mr. John Kelly, and he would like to address the commission on a matter of a dirt pit on Belmont Park. And he's been apprised of the time limit, and he's been requested to begin his comments with his name and address for the record.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, if you'll come forward. And if you'll please restate your name and give us your address.
Good morning. My name is John Kelly. I reside at 8750 Belmont Park Drive, Theodore, 36582. But I certainly appreciate the opportunity to come and speak today because we've got a number of things I need to speak about. Two being Cold Lake, the second being the bridge on Belmont Park and the dirt pit. I never received a notice personally through the mail or anything about a dirt pit being installed. No one in our neighborhood received any information about this. There was 145 acres purchased from Mr. Roberts in Mobile County. A company by the name of Parton Smith Incorporated purchased this property for a dirt pit. We have a dirt pit within a mile and a quarter from there. We also have the headwater for Fowl River that comes through there. This dirt pit is split in two, or the property is split in two by the fall of the water coming from Cold Lake, which travels into Smith Lake. A problem I have with this dirt pit is the fact that these dump trucks are going to be crossing this bridge. We refer to it as a dam. Does anyone have any idea about what the truck weight is, the load limits on these dams, on the bridge? We don't know. We've got a section of property approximately 500 feet from the east end of the bridge on Cold Lake to McDonald Road. These trucks that will be entering McDonald Road from Belmont Park the traffic traveling north is having to come up on a hill, a rise, and you within a very short distance in stopping area. When these trucks are pulling out, they can't speed up like we can on a car or what have you to get on out in the intersection. We're looking at some tragedies that are going to happen out there if these trucks are let Belmont Park Dam or Cold Lake Dam, whatever it's called. Some people refer to it as Cold Lake Dam, some Belmont Lake. But, you know, there are other interests and exits to this property, and I know I'm going to upset some of my neighbors on Dawes Lane Extension. They can travel down Dawes Lane Extension, hit Three Notch Road, and go whatever direction they want to, and not involve this bridge or dam we have. The vibration of these trucks is going to shake these things, and in a period of time, we're going to have more problems with the dam, which Mobile County built this dam, I think it was around 2021, at the cost of the taxpayers of over $1 million. Do we want to do that again? Not the taxpayers, and I don't blame them. But we need some type of legislation in Mobile, and where are our legislators? Why can't we contact these legislators or you commissioners and ask them to come up with some new legislations in Mobile County so that you guys can control some of these problems and stop some of the problems? You're handcuffed. You're going to be sued if you don't agree to it. Am I correct?
You are correct. So if I was going to let you finish, and then I have some comments if you want to keep. I don't want to take up your time, Mr. Kelly.
But we do need some new regulations involving our county, our infrastructure. How can Montgomery, Adam up there, give a permit and not look at the property? I don't know. Is anyone from Adam here today? I guess so. I've talked to them on numerous times. I found out this permit was issued May the 13th. I tried to get a copy of the permit. Never received one. Talked to the gentleman in Montgomery. Sure, I'll send you one. Never got one. No one in our neighborhood has been officially notified of this, and everything we get is hearsay. And we do know for a fact that Parton Smith Incorporated did purchase the property. They are going to put a dirt pit there. So I understand they've already started construction and running dump trucks across this dam already. You know, I don't hold anything against anybody for selling their property if it doesn't affect the neighbors and cause problems in our neighborhood. And we've got Labrador Run up there, which this property is going to butt to, and there's approximately 400 homes up there. We got 800 cars approximately coming back and forth through there. And then there's a new subdivision that you guys approved on Dawes Lane Extension about 30 days ago, 94 homes. Then we got at the north end of my lake, 145 at Theodore Dawes and McDonald Road. Can you imagine the traffic problems we're going to have?
Commissioner, did you want to respond, or did you want to bring up?
No, I can
Tim
respond.
Weber?
I'm familiar with the situation, and you're correct. So I found, and I don't believe the actual permit has been issued for the dirt pit. I'm not saying it won't be, because I'm pretty confident that it will be. But as soon as I found, you know, I came out and you and I talked, and that was the day that I discovered there was a dirt pit. So I contacted our environmental services director, and we had a conversation, and I found out, because we were going through the same situation with a landfill in that general area, that we do have some control over, where we have a community host, and we send out notifications, and we have public hearings, and then it goes before the Solid Waste Authority, of course, and so then we have a vote on it. And I think once it got through the Solid Waste Authority and they had denied their approval,
Right.
I think the landfill owner withdrew his permit. So, but to the dirt pit, I found out, of course, and I think I've communicated to you that we have no regulatory authority over dirt pits in Mobile County. That's, and like you said, strictly an ADEM issue. But what I did is same as you have. I had concerns because of the bridge. So I contacted the engineering department to find out exactly, because every bridge in Mobile County is inspected every 2 years, and then we enter that information into a program that goes to AlDOT, and they score our bridges in Mobile County, and we have some that are weight restricted. Now, what you have right there, and I didn't know this until I started researching it, you have a dam structure for the lake that runs under a bridge. So you have two different structures. The actual bridge that you're driving across has no effect on the dam per se. You're not driving across a dam, you're driving across a bridge that's above a dam. And to address the issue at McDonald Road and Belmont, we're in the process now with putting in some turn lanes, northbound turn lane, southbound turn lane, and Tim, correct me, but I think it's a southbound from off of Belmont onto McDonald Road. So that's the things we're working on to improve the traffic issues in the area. Unfortunately for us, because there are no restrictions, and that bridge has received high marks in the inspections that it's had, no issues. It doesn't have any weight restrictions. It's just like any other bridge in Mobile County. So what ends up happening with that, it's a public road, and we can't restrict, whether it be commercial trucks or just regular everyday use vehicles from crossing that bridge, unless we have a reason to. And at this particular moment, Kim, you can, I didn't ask you this, but the date of the last inspection on that bridge, it's been within 2 years, but I don't know the exact date, and Kim may not have that information readily available.
July of last year.
July of last year, it was inspected, and it passed with flying colors, according to Kim. It received high marks. There's no issues with the bridge.
Well, it's pretty much obvious. We've had a good contractor that built that. That is an earthen dam. It was cut. And it was rebuilt by Mr. Ronnie Davis, RDA, which is a company you all have probably seen around Mobile County with the power lines and what have you there out of Citronelle. But you haven't answered my question, sir. Is there a weight limit on that bridge?
There's no weight limits on that bridge. What happens is our bridges, and Kim can probably answer this better than I can, but our bridges are built to meet the capacity of whatever the state law regulates on trucks. So that bridge meets or exceeds what the state law allows on any of our bridges in Mobile County. When you start seeing bridges with weight restrictions, it's usually because of the inspections that we do, and then we'll start. And once they get to a certain point, we've actually have one on Jeff Hamilton Road. We're about to build a new bridge there in the next couple of years, and we've restricted that bridge because the inspection deemed us to lower it. But as it stands right now, that bridge on Belmont has no weight restrictions other than it meets or exceeds what the state law will allow a truck to have on the road. Now, I know probably your next question is about the trucks, and that'll be the next thing that'll have to be looked into to make sure that they're not exceeding what the state law will permit a dump truck to carry. And I think there was some legislation this year that Kim helped work on these. I think there was a bill to increase the weight of trucks, but I don't think that bill was successful in passing. So as long as the trucks are operating under the law, there's no restrictions on that bridge.
Well, may I ask you a question? What is the law on the weight for these trucks? Someone answer that?
That might be a Kim question or a Ricky question. I don't know the exact weight limit.
The gross load requirement is 80,000 pounds.
How much?
80,000 pounds is a legal load.
80,000.
80.
Ma'am, that's
80.
not correct.
80 tons.
How much?
80 tons.
80 tons.
80,000 pounds? Is that correct?
80,000
Okay,
pounds.
not 8,000.
80.
Well,
Yes,
right,
80. I was correct, 80,000 pounds. And when AlDOT reviews the bridge to determine if it needs to be posted or not, they don't look at just the gross weight. They look at individual vehicles, such as a triaxle, such as a school bus, such as a semi,
I understand.
depending on your axle spacing. And they have individual load requirements for each of those vehicles. So you could go over a bridge that is posted for one vehicle only, because due to axle spacing, other loads are safe to cross it. In the case of Belmont Park Drive, all of the vehicles at AlDOT rates are safe as long as they're legally loaded.
Suppose we have an accident.
Mr. Kelly, I know you have a lot of questions, and they're good questions, but I think in the interest of time, to move the meeting, could I suggest that, would you be willing to meet with our engineers afterward and
No
talk to
problem.
them about
Yes, ma'am.
this? And they'll be happy to answer all your questions, okay?
Ms. Hudson, we've already got trucks going across this
I
bridge
understand.
as we speak today. There's been a road put up there. We have a lot of elderly people. I'm 80 years old. We walk a lot down. What are we going to do with these trucks? And suppose, one more thing that I'd like to mention, you have an accident between the east end of the bridge and, of course, McDonald Road. These trucks are backed up, sitting on this bridge weighing 80,000 pounds. What if you have 7, 8 of them backed up on this bridge? They can't get over. You know, this is one of the questions we need to answer.
Well, these are the people that can help you with those answers, and if you'll meet with them after the meeting, they'll be glad to answer your
We'll be more than
questions
happy.
or get answers if they don't have them.
Thank you
Okay?
very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Kelly.
Kelly. And I'll be glad to come out too. I have and will anytime come out and meet with you anytime. Me and Tim and Kim and whoever needs to come out.
Okay. Cherie?
We have one more speaker signed up this morning, and I may not say her name properly, Juna Helveston. She had some questions about number 56 Maxwell Place Phase 3. I've alerted her to the time requirement. I've asked her to state her name and address for the record. And I've also alerted Tim Wicker that she may have some
Okay.
questions. So Ms.
Ma'am, if you'll
Helveston?
come down and restate your name and give your address, please.
My name is Dewana Helveston, 9644 Royal Woods Drive, and it's concerning the Maxwell Place Phase 3 from Hill Road to Bridgeton, I think. I was just curious, where I live at, my backyard slopes so bad, and I know my neighbors and my other neighbor, and I've not discussed this with anybody. I didn't know it was going to be public. And,
Okay.
and I was wondering, they're fixing to tear up all the woods back there, and so it's going to kill the ecosystem. And the runoff's going to be bad, and I was wanting to know if they're going to have included some kind of landscape to dam up that area, because we sit on hills.
Mhm.
And I know it slopes like, I know my two neighbors, we slope like this. And I was just curious, and possibly a one side privacy fence at the back end of it. That's all I wanted to ask.
A very good question. I would ask Tim Wicker if you'll please come up and answer Ms. Helveston's questions.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So at this development, where she's talking about the slope, there's a natural draw that goes through the southern portion of the development. Sorry, the southern portion of the development north of her neighborhood. And there's going to be a common area. There's going to be detention facilities that they're going to be installing inside of the natural draw area that will intercept any of the runoff before it gets to that development and control that. And it will actually, the outfall from that will actually go to over and cross under Hell Road.
Okay. If maybe after the meeting, if you have the information or maps or anything that you
Yes.
could show Ms. Helveston, if you would stay and meet with Tim Wicker, then I think it would be helpful for understanding what's planned, okay?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
being here.
Good questions.
I'm glad to see somebody here talking about a subdivision that's not in my district.
Thank you, Tim, too. Okay, and that is all the speakers?
No more speakers.
Okay. All right, then Eddie, I think we'll turn it over to you to start going through the agenda, please.
Number 1, approve list of claims.
So moved.
Second,
2, approve list of credits for insolvents, errors, litigation, and tax liens for the 2024 tax year.
So moved.
second,
3, adopt resolution authorizing request of the sheriff's office to dispose of certain items from the fixed assets inventory list to clear as surplus and authorize disposal.
So moved.
second,
4, approve renewal of annual maintenance agreement with Elite in the amount of $2,280.56 for the county legal department.
So moved.
second,
5, authorize Public Works to set up and deliver a variable message board for the town of Dauphin Island to use for 1 month for an estimated amount of $1,545.
So moved. And I wanted to just let you know, Ricky and Neil both, the mayor called me this weekend. He's very appreciative, and I appreciate you guys getting this taken care of.
6, approve change order number 1 with Amerson Roofing for roof replacement Strickland Youth Center probation building. This change order will decrease the contract by $24,165, and the new contract will be in the total amount of $53,543.
So moved.
second,
7, approve change order number 1 with Integrity Maintenance for Camp 1 2-story building renovation. This change order will decrease the contract amount by $9,640, and the new contract will be in the total amount of $295,360.
So moved.
second,
8, approve assigning Michael Square License Commission restrooms renovation project to Baker LPA Group for design, bidding, and project administration in the amount of $45,860.
So moved.
second,
9, authorize re-advertising for bids for new parking lot lighting for the 8 Mile Shopping Center.
So moved.
second,
10, approve sponsorship agreement with the Alabama Coastal Foundation in the total amount of $1,000 for South Alabama Nonprofit Summit on Thursday, July 17th, with funds divided as follows.
So moved.
second,
11, approve sponsorship agreement with the Ozanam Charitable Pharmacy in the amount of $1,000 from District 1 Commission funds for its Jazz Extravaganza fundraiser, Prescription for a Cause, on Thursday, June 26th.
So moved.
second,
12, approve appropriation contract with Opportunity for Entertainers and Performing Arts in the amount of $5,000 from District 1 Education funds for its MOB Music Festival and Alabama Hip Hop Week on Friday, July 11th through Sunday, July 20th.
So moved.
second,
13, approve appropriation contract with Independent Order of Odd Fellows Grand Bay Lodge 73 in the amount of $7,500 from District 3 Commission funds to assist with cost of operating expenses for the Grand Bay Watermelon Festival on Thursday, July 3rd through Friday, July 4th.
So moved.
second,
14, adopt resolution authorizing Mobile County Attorney to request Attorney General opinion regarding the interpretation of Act 2025-188 as related to compensation for Mobile County probate judge.
So moved.
second,
Item 15 was voted at conference. 16, approve alcohol application for the transfer of MBK 2019 retail beer and retail table wine off-premises only license to Yaya Oil 1 for Donna's 2 on Paget Switch Road in Irvington.
So moved.
second,
17, approve service order with Unity Fiber to provide 100 megabits per second Ethernet connection to Mobile County Fleet Maintenance Facility on Moffett Road in Sims, monthly recurring cost of $585 for a 36-month term, and a managed custom router at no charge.
So moved.
Second.
18, approve professional services agreement with Center for the Living Arts doing business as Alabama Contemporary Arts Center in an amount not to exceed $14,500 from District 1 Commission funds to provide consultancy services related to development and display of exhibitions at the Ace Theater.
So moved.
Second.
And Commissioners, we're going to ask that items 19 through 22 be held over to the next meeting. These entities have asked for the voting machines to be delivered instead of them picking them up and returning. So we're going to revise the statements and figure out what those costs are. Item 23. Approved sponsorship agreement with Real Spill Foundation in the amount of $500 from District 1 Education Funds for its Neil Harrell Jr. Summer Football Camp on Saturday, June 28th.
So moved.
Second.
24, approved purchase of real property located on Halls Mill Road, Mobile County, Alabama, from John Allen Phillips for the purchase price in the total amount of $150,000 plus agreed upon closing costs, and to authorize Commission President to sign all documentation related to the transaction pending legal review to be paid from District 2 funds as follows.
So moved.
Second.
25, approved contract amendment number 1 with Dakin Street for Project Cypress Creek Golf Course new driving range building in the amount of $1,700 for additional design services.
So moved.
Second.
26 was held over at conference. 27, approved grant award amendment from the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for Home Investment Partnerships American Rescue Plan to increase the grant amount by $3,303 for a total amount of $193,606 with no match required, and authorize Commission President to execute all associated documents.
So moved.
Second.
28 was voted at conference. 29, approved contract amendment number 4 to the Mobile County Park Initiative contract with Stantec Consulting to extend the period of performance through July 16, 2026 with no additional cost.
So moved.
Second.
30, approved contract amendment number 15 to the Mobile County Park Initiative contract with Moffitt and Nickel to extend the period of performance through June 23, 2026 with no additional cost.
So moved.
Second.
31, approved contract amendment number 13 to the Mobile County Park Initiative contract with Mott McDonald, Alabama to extend the period of performance through June 25, 2026 with no additional cost.
So moved.
Second.
32, approved contract amendment number 12 to the Mobile County Park Initiative contract with Watermark Design Group to extend the period of performance through June 22, 2026 with no additional cost.
So moved.
Second.
33, authorize President of the County Commission to sign easement agreement with Alabama Power Company to install power distribution panel at Chickasaw RV Campground.
So moved.
Second.
34, approved contract amendment number 16 with Moffitt and Nickel for Project Cedar Point Pier for additional construction, engineering, and inspection services for Cedar Point Phase 1 for a fee in the amount of $66,753.
Tina, what was that for?
So during the design process, we had to undergo some configuration changes, and there was some additional, so basically some scope change.
And this is not for anything new. This is for the work that's currently
That's right.
being done
Sorry,
right
during
now.
the construction phase, I
Okay.
misspoke, yes. So this
That's-
is as a result of changes during the construction.
Okay, I didn't know if that was from the work that's being done now, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an ongoing project right now.
Thank you. So moved.
Second.
35, approve contract with Ardura Group to provide professional engineering services for Project Grand Bay Sewer System.
So moved.
Second.
36, approve renewal of professional services agreement with JG BAG for inspection services for a third one-year term, cost based on fee schedule.
So moved.
Second.
37, authorize acceptance of master subscription software as a service agreement with LCP Tracker in the amount of $5,798 for continued service of their certified payroll reporting software.
So moved.
Second.
Items 38, 39, and 40 were voted at conference. 41, approve subrecipient agreement with Family Counseling Center of Mobile doing business as Lifelines Counseling Center in the amount of up to $150,000 for supportive services for individuals who are homeless or at risk of homelessness under the Home Investment Partnerships American Rescue Plan.
So moved.
Second.
42, approve subrecipient agreement with Hope for All Gulf Coast in the amount of up to $320,000 for supportive services for individuals who are homeless or at risk of homelessness under the Home Investment Partnerships American Rescue Plan.
So moved.
Second.
43, approve subrecipient agreement with Franklin Primary Health Center in the amount of up to $327,194 for supportive services for individuals who are homeless or at risk of homelessness under the Home Investment Partnerships American Rescue Plan.
So moved.
Second.
44, approve change order number 4 with Ben M. Radcliffe Contractor for Project Mobile County Golf Course Project Facilities Phase. This change order will increase the contract by $87,407 and increase the contract time by 104 days. The new contract will be in the amount of $7,965,946.75 with a substantial completion date of September 15th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
45, approve change order number 4 with Mid-America Golf and Landscape for Project Mobile County Golf Course Project Golf Course Phase. This change order will increase the contract by $102,236.20 with no increase to the contract time, and the new contract will be in the amount of $14,442,996.62.
So moved.
Second.
46, consider taking the following action on this bid.
So moved.
Second.
47, approve renewal of software agreement with Magnet Forensics in the amount of $4,645 for Magnet Axiom Essentials used by the ACAC unit.
So moved.
Second.
48, approve 36-month lease agreement with Xerox Corporation under the current state of Alabama contract for 2 Xerox copiers in the amount of $170.09 each per month and 11 Xerox copiers in the total amount of $2,030.46 per month for the Revenue Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Items 49, 50, and 51 were voted at conference. 52, approve Education Fund project to rent chipper from Hurt Rentals in the amount of $9,044.15 for Baker High School.
Yeah, I didn't talk to them over the weekend.
They were supposed to pick it up this morning. So this was voted on Thursday. And
Right. We voted on this, but they picked it. Did it get delivered? And okay.
They were supposed to pick it up this morning.
Okay.
from them.
Did we voted on that Thursday, I think.
We did vote on that. My apologies.
Yeah.
53, approve functional classification of the roads as follows. The Pines at Collington Place subdivision residential.
So moved.
Second.
54, award combined bid to PL Russell for improvements to selected curb ramps throughout Mobile County's urban area to conform to Americans with Disabilities Act requirements for their low bid in the amount of $587,010. These projects are an 80-20 split with Alabama Department of Transportation for construction, construction engineering, and inspection.
So moved.
Second.
55, approve assigning contract for professional engineering services for improvements for selected curb ramps throughout Mobile County's urban area to conform to Americans with Disabilities Act requirements to Civil Southeast.
So moved.
Second.
56, approve proposed plat only of Maxwell Place Phase 3 and proposed plat only of Longmire Estates.
So moved.
Second.
57, authorize acquisition of property and acceptance of right-of-way deeds from the property owners for the projects as follows.
So moved.
Second.
58, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Tract 1 on Natchez Trace Road in the amount of $785 for project Natchez Trace Road grade drain base and pave.
So moved.
Second.
59, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Tract 2 on Wheatcroft Road North in the amount of $1,065 for project Wheatcroft Road North grade drain base and pave.
So moved.
Second.
60, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreements in the total amount of $2,825 for project Bass Drive, Brim Drive, and Stripe Drive grade drain base and pave with funds divided as follows.
So moved.
Second.
61, authorize application for federal assistance for Jeremiah A. Denton Airport in the amount of $122,088 for Jeremiah A. Denton Airport replacement of bulkhead Phase 4, and also adopt a resolution authorizing the county commission to make application to the state of Alabama, acting by and through the Alabama Department of Transportation for state airport funding in the amount of $3,213.
So moved.
Second.
62, commission announcements and/or comments.
No.
63, approve request for motion to adjourn until June 23rd, 2025.
So moved.
Second. We stand adjourned. Have a great afternoon.